Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, and we are back with Ramona the Brave, and it is Mr. Quimby's Spunky Gal, Chapter 8. I'm sorry, Chapter 9. So this is the last chapter. We'll probably read half today and then half on Thursday, and we'll finish up with this text. Okay, so it's filled with spirit and plunk. Ramona started off to school with her lunchbox in her hand. She was determined that today would be different. She would make it different. She was her father's spunky gal, wasn't she? She twirled around for the pleasure of making her pleated skirt stand out beneath her car coat. Ramona was so filled with spunk, she decided to go to school a different way. By the next street over, something she had always wanted to do. The distance to Glenwood School was no greater. There was no reason she should not go to school any way she pleased, so long as she looked both ways before she crossed the street and did not talk to strangers. Slowpoke Howie, half a block behind, called out when he saw her turn the corner, "Ramona, where are you going?" "I'm going to school a different way," Ramona called back, certain that Howie would not follow to spoil her feeling of adventure. Howie was not a boy to change his ways. Ramona skipped happily down the street, singing to herself, "Hippity hop to the barber's shop to buy a stick of candy. One for you and one for me and one for my sister Mandy." The sky through the bare branches overhead was clear. The air was crisp, and Ramona's feet in their brown Oxfords felt light. Beezus' old boots, which so often weighed her down, were home in the hall closet. Ramona was happy. The day felt different already. Ramona turned the second corner, and as she hippity-hopped down the unfamiliar street, past 3 white houses and a tan stucco house, she enjoyed a feeling of freedom and adventure. Then, as she passed a gray shingle house in the middle of the block, a large German shepherd, license tags jingling, darted down the driveway toward her. Terrified, Ramona stood rooted in the sidewalk. She felt as if her bad dream had come true. The grass was green, the sky was blue. She could not move, she could not scream. The dog, head thrust forward, came close. He sniffed with his black nose. Here was a stranger, he growled. This was his territory, and he did not want a stranger to trespass. This was not a dream, Ramona told herself. This is real. My feet will move if I make them. "Go away," she ordered, backing away from the dog, which answered with a sharp bark. He had teeth like the wolf in Little Red Riding Hood. "Oh, grandmother, what big teeth you have! The better to eat you with, my dear." Ramona took another step back. Growling, the dog advanced. He was a dog, not a wolf, but that was a bad dream. Ramona used the only weapon she had, her lunchbox. She slung her lunchbox at the dog and missed. The box crashed to the sidewalk, tumbled, and came to rest. The dog stopped to sniff it. Ramona forced her feet to move, to run. Her Oxfords pounded on the sidewalk. One shoelace came untied and slapped against her ankle. She looked desperately at a passing car, but the driver did not notice her peril. Ramona cast a terrified look over her shoulder. The dog had lost interest in her unopened lunchbox and was coming toward her again. She could hear his toenails on the sidewalk and could hear him growling deep in his throat. She had to do something, but what? Ramona's heart was pounding in her ears as she stopped to reach for the only weapon left. What did she have? What did she take, and what was it that she was now going to use for protection? We only read a few pages here, about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on the 7th page here of this chapter. It's on page 169 is where we stopped. So I love your thoughts here about what was going to be happening in this chapter. And then what your thoughts were about chapter 8. Okay, so what I want you to do here is tell me that what happens? Does she make it to school? Does she talk about her story? Does she just decide to run home? What happens with Ramona, and what was the last weapon that she had available to her? So she threw her lunchbox, and that was gone. So what else did she have that she used? All right, leave that in the comments. I miss you guys. Do your best on your math. It was yesterday's 16-1. So do the independent practice and do the first page of the homework, and then send me that so I can see it. All right, you guys, I miss you, and I'll see you again on Thursday to finish this chapter. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.